All right, this is Dan Gilman.
And Zach Gazarowski of MyGamer.com. And as a fair warning, I am kind of getting over, or I'm trying to get over a sickness, so I might be coughing and have a bad voice this week, even worse than normal. So I apologize in advance for that.
And another fair warning, I'm playing Disgaea, so, there's that.
That's the good news.
Well, for me. I'm
So
doing
how
something
is
I
it?
probably would be doing anyway.
Right, how is this game?
Uh, I like it quite a bit.
Because you've played all the Disgaea. We streamed some of the Disgaeas before, too.
Yes, we most certainly have, yeah. It's good. I definitely, like it. I think that, the low point of the Disgaea series for me was Disgaea 3.
Okay.
Like,
So this is better than 3. 5 is better than well. How many? Because this game just came out like what, a couple weeks ago. How far are you into it?
I am chapter 15. I think there are 16 chapters.
Ah,
And I'm way fucking farther than it would seem into it right now. Because, my character is also level 264, as opposed to being, like, maybe level 80. So I just went to the cheat shop. It's one of the things you can get in the game. You can go in here and you can say, so I don't want to receive as much money. I want to receive like 10% of the amount of money I normally get, but in exchange, I want to get 190% experience.
oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And you can kind of like adjust how you get like how you gain stuff here. You can also like power up the enemies and how strong the enemies are. That's something they added in the last Disgaea game. That instead of you used to have to go to like to pass a vote every time you wanted an enemy stronger or weaker, and now it's just like flicking a button.
Yeah,
Which is a great idea.
that is a great idea.
And it's easier to basically level up. There's interrogation that you capture enemies and they go to your base and you can torture them to get information, have them join you, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Real quick side note: is there an easy way to stream this on the MyGamer? It's not linking again.
Oh my god, I'd have to go to the MyGamer page and
Okay,
set everything up again.
I'm gonna retweet then.
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's some of the more basic nitty gritties of Disgaea at the moment.
And this is the PS4 version because it's only on PS. It's not on Vita too, right?
No, it is not. Which is sort of interesting because, well, they've all D2 didn't come out on Vita, but that was relatively recent. That was like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I know that they like ported some, or that they ported some to Vita. Wasn't there one on the PSP or something too?
Well, Disgaea 1 has been on fucking everything.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of then.
I mean, yeah, it was on the fucking DS.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so like, yeah, I mean, there was a Disgaea on the PSP. There were two Disgaeas on the PSP. Disgaea 1 and Disgaea 2 ended up there. But I don't have enough to fucking do anything. Shit.
I like that. I like that system of saying, "Hey, give me more experience, but give me less gold when I fight." I mean, that's actually,
Yeah.
man, like why don't more RPGs do that? I mean, respect the player's time. I mean, if you just want to grind for gold, bam, you can do that. If you want to grind to get levels up, maybe because you got enough gold, bam, you can do that. That's actually a fantastic idea.
Oh yeah, it's actually a great idea. And that's something they
Wow.
introduced in the last game was the ability to just kind of like change it around like that.
Yeah.
And like
I mean,
one of the
I play, RPGs and I like RPGs, but man, I would play more of them, or more importantly, I'd probably play them to completion than if I had like a turbo button like this, because I fucking hate grinding. It's just boring. I want to, do something more entertaining. But man, to have just to jack up, the experience amount, because instead of getting like gold or ability points or something like that, that's an awesome idea. That's like an idea like that is like that's like a game changer. That's a big
this
deal.
guy has always kind of had shit like that. You can level up every item you have. So it would be like you can get a normal, like, let's say potion from the store, and you can go into the item to like, there's actually individual worlds that exist inside every item, and you can go inside the item and level it up individually, and when you do, you can change like this one normal potion into this insanely overpowered potion. And if you put enough time into it, you can change this one thing into like one of the most powerful healing items in the game, even though it's just a potion.
Wow. Something like that these are like these newer features that really taking the RPG, to that next level, adding something new.
Yeah.
Like I said, respecting the player's time.
Let me thank you. Great.
So this is the Dark Assembly. What happens here is you'll pass bills and shit, and you'll say like, I want this item, like, I'm going to level up this item, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now. And you can say, I want this item when I level it up to, like, get stronger attack power every time I level it up. And you have to get it passed through an assembly.
Mm-hmm.
And the assembly likes to say no a lot.
So how do you get them to say yes? You have to like somehow convince them, like on a trial?
Well, no, when they say no, you kill them.
Oh, so if you kill them, okay. So if you kill them, they say yes?
If you kill everyone who said no.
Oh.
And then the only people who are left are the people who said yes.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
That's another unique concept.
Yeah, so like right there, they said no to me, and then I killed everyone who said no. And then I got it was a nay vote, and it turned into an aye vote. Just like that. Now I'm gonna dive into the item. And these are all randomly generated maps. So every time you jump in, they're going to be they're going to be largely different than whatever you saw last time or the time before that.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely, there is some overlap that you'll see occasionally.
You mean what, with the level designs?
Yeah, I mean it's the standard, like we're gonna piece shit together. You kind of have to do that in the first Disgaea game that came out, where they really kind of were random maps. You would also get maps that were generated that were completely unbeatable. So,
Yeah, that's the problem when you randomly generate stuff. It still has to work.
Yeah, and that's not something
and be fun and functional, yeah.
Yeah, that anyone really talks about is it's like... And one of the things is like, oh, these maps are randomly generated. It's like, yeah, they're randomly generated out of pieces, though. And you have to limit how many pieces they can use at a time, because if you don't, like, the game, like in the first one, it would build levels doing shit like, there was someone, they're called gate guardians, and basically it's someone who just stands on the gate and won't move until you kill them. And they would be on a panel that gave them invincibility. So they would just be like, and you couldn't get rid of it, so they'd just be invincible, and you couldn't kill them.
Man, I really love the tactical RPG. It might even be, one of my favorite genres, if not like my favorite genre. If it's done right. I mean, I really like, the Tactics Ogre series, of course, Final Fantasy Tactics, Vandal Hearts. But I just never played Disgaea. I think I tried to play like Disgaea 1, and it was like really hard, and I never just put the time into it. But
they are a fucking time sink. Like, I love these games, but I will be the first to tell you, like, I got to the point at one point I got it that I could beat a Disgaea game in about 20 hours when they were releasing them.
20 hours? That's nothing.
Well,
that's a speed run right there.
Yeah, and all of my friends were like, dude, how the fuck are you doing it? And it's just because they were pretty formulaic. And they've kind of changed it up, actually, since D2. They've changed it up a bit. And,
because these can be 100-hour time sinks, no?
well, yeah, and that's the thing, is it's like, that was just the story, the game, the story section.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about, how long it took me to beat, like, all of the optional content, I've only ever beaten all of the optional content in one Disgaea game ever. And that took me, like, 300 plus hours.
Oh, jeez. 300 plus hours?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's a lot of time on, like, one playthrough. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff in this is crazy. So there's a different world that's there. A lot of the stuff it's really fucking hard to explain just how crazy some of it goes. Every boss that you fight in the game can be fought again in another area called the Land of Carnage, which is basically the normal area. Oh, need to ban someone. The normal area. I've been getting spammed pretty hard recently.
Yeah, I see this here.
It's the normal area plus like some super insane, difficult, fun stuff. Like everyone's, I think it's something ridiculous, like times 200 power. Not like, not twice as powerful, not like...
Yeah.
Like all...
Only the best of the best of the best are gonna be able to beat this.
Oh, yeah, and it's times 200. And it's just like, you literally get to a point that it's just like, yeah, levels don't mean shit here anymore.
It's like, a tactics game I think needs to come back, or there needs to be a new version, is Advance Wars. Nintendo was cranking them out. There was 1 and 2 on GBA, and then there was 2 on the regular DS, but they skipped, 3DS maybe to make way for the latest Fire Emblem game, because it's still Intelligent Systems. But
yeah, I don't know why they didn't do one on the 3DS yet.
Yeah, I mean, you figure Intelligent Systems has seen the success of Fire Emblem Awakening, which is why they're making a sequel, right? But what is it, Fire Emblem Fates or whatever? But to neglect Advance Wars. I mean, outside of, I think there was an assist trophy in the latest Smash Brothers where just like the tanks like come out and they just kind of like run you over.
And I've heard nothing, like, I never played those, but, like, I heard nothing but positive things about that series.
Yeah, it was a really, I mean, I played all 4 of the games. The last one was actually the worst one.
Wasn't there 3 of them? And one of them, it was...
No, yeah, there was 1 and 2 on GBA. There was Dual Strike, which was the first one, which is basically like Advance Wars 3. And then there was Advance Wars Days of Ruin, which was the last one to be on the regular DS. That one like went into the future and got a little crazy. It was a little more mature, but I think it just kind of like lost some of its charm by that 4th one. They were like kind of like trying too hard. But the Advance Wars, if you play Advance Wars 1, I think you can actually download Advance Wars 1 on Wii U Virtual Console. I don't think Advance Wars 2 is out yet, though. But anyway, Advance Wars 1...
No, because that would involve Nintendo knowing what they're doing with the Virtual Console.
Right, that would make them care. But if you play Advance Wars 1, like, it basically... I mean, the opening tutorial is, like, the first, like, 10 stages of the game, and it takes, like... 6 hours to like kind of get through these like opening tutorial levels, but they do a good job and they teach you everything that you need to know. Everything from, if you stand on this terrain, you have a higher defense. It's like the rock paper scissors. This is what beats what. You need infantry to take over buildings, but only the amount of infantry will take over. Each city that you have to take over is 20 points. But if you only have 7 guys in your infantry, it's basically going to take you 3 turns versus 2 turns, to take it over. They teach you everything. So there's a lot to learn, but they do a good job. And they just carry that same philosophy through Advance Wars 2 and Dual Strike and everything. And then you get like the superpower attack after you take so much damage and stuff. And it's the same philosophy that's extended over to Fire Emblem. Like you got the rock, paper, scissor with the, bow, axe, and sword kind of deal, or spear, axe, and sword, and all this kind of stuff. But it's really a series that I would like to see come back. I mean, even though Days of Ruin, the last game, was like the worst game in the series, it's still a decent game. It's still a good game.
Yeah, it was just like not as good. Well, you got a lot of. It was like system transition, like
right.
fatigue sort of thing there.
I mean, I'm sure Intelligent Systems has just been, just concentrating on Fire Emblem now because they saw the success of Awakening. It sold a lot better than they thought it was. And then you got, Fire Emblem Cross, what is it, Shin Megami, or what is it?
Yeah, which still hasn't been, there's no...
Yeah, I don't understand that. There hasn't been any, there's been, one weird trailer that, wasn't translated. They're like, this is kind of what we're thinking about making.
I think they've said, it's coming to the States, and everyone's like, that's cool, when? And they're like, it's coming to the States.
Yeah, it's,
and
that's probably not even going to be 2016.
Yeah, it's just we should feel, grateful for Nintendo for telling us that it's, coming out at all, kind of thing.
Right.
Nintendo's really just, they've just gotten in this really weird habit of announcing things way too fucking early.
Yeah, we were just talking about Zelda the same way, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, the strategy RPG, man, that's you get a good one, it could really suck you in. Another one is Vandal Hearts I mentioned before. The first 2 on the original PlayStation were good games, and it came back with Flames of Judgment on the Xbox Live Arcade and PSN for $15, and that game. That was the weak link in the series for sure. It had a really weird art style, just wasn't really that good. But with Square, just recently said that they're really interested in bringing back some IPs that have been sitting on the sidelines for a while. So people are like, oh, give me The World Ends With You 2. Let's see another Tactics Advance, or Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 3.
Tactics Advance, that was weird because, Tactics Advance 2 was odd. That game wasn't, happy-go-lucky to begin with. It was sort of dark.
Yeah, the first one on GBA was just way better. The first one was dark, but,
The second one was like super dark. It was like really weird.
It had bad like balancing issues.
I had a friend that swore by it.
Yeah,
He said it was like a far superior game, and
I mean, the original Tactics on PlayStation, that was a
that's
dark.
the best game. Yeah.
That's usually hands down. Then you got Advance, which was with like the children. The game opens up with like a snowball fight, so it's kind of trying to be kid friendly, but that game just got really deep. It was a really advanced system.
Really deep and like really fucking dark.
The second one was more dark because I can't even remember like the story. Like you're trying to like piece together like a book or something like that. The Grimoire of the Rift. But anyway, that's the Tactics series is what I'm sure fans would like to see come back with the new installment.
Everyone hates the fucking law system though.
Oh, the law system. Well, that's they can. If they came out with a new one, I'm sure they'd come up with a new system and make some adjustments, of course. But
well,
yeah, that
like
was
in the first one. It was like, oh well, everyone who defended the law system to me was like, oh, you could just use cards to get rid of laws you don't like for that battle, and it's like, that battle.
Right, and it just changes every. You might have a whole party of magic wielders, and then it's like, oh wait, no, you can't use magic. Then you're just kind of screwed. Yeah. So it was like really annoying. It did kind of throw off the balance a little bit. It was good because you had like that random element in there, I guess, but it could have been better. It wasn't flawless.
No, it had a lot of really weird. It was very Square by being like so fucking experimental in so many ways.
Yeah, you see Square, releasing. You got Final Fantasy X and X-2 on PS3. They released it on Vita, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just going to re-release it again on PS4. No cross-buy. You just got to buy off the $40 version again and again and again." Who knows? Maybe they'll come back with here's Final Fantasy 12 HD. You never know. If they're looking at bringing back these older franchises, who knows? Vagrant Story 2.
I doubt we'll see a Vagrant.
I doubt we'll see a Vagrant. Right, that'd be cool. Maybe
I don't think anyone
Parasite.
who worked on the first Vagrant Story is even there anymore.
Yeah, and the Parasite Eve that's probably not coming back.
Parasite Eve technically isn't even their IP. Someone wrote a book. It's based on a book, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that, but yeah, bring us Final Fantasy Tactics 3. That's what I vote for. If I have a say in anything, which I don't, but
or Final Fantasy Tactics 2.
Final Fantasy Tactics 2, sure.
As opposed to Tactics Advance, bring us Tactics 2.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's the people that play Tactics still to this day. Loved. But instead of getting us a new Tactics game, they're just gonna be like, you know what? Let's just port it, to every mobile device
that's ever existed.
And then we'll charge, it's like $23.99 for it.
Yeah. So when you're trying to introduce people to the game, they play the mobile game and then say, "Hey, this is horrible."
Well, yeah, you gotta put the Square Enix tax on everything too. So.
Remember when that was just a joke that everyone said?
No, that is real.
No, but it was like when Square would just charge like just a little more for like downloadable content or something, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's the Square Enix tax, ha 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 ha," and now they like feel like they're entitled to it or some crazy bullshit.
Yeah. That's just the Square way. When Final Fantasy VII, the remake, eventually comes out on PS4, which probably won't be until like 2017, the game will be $70, and then there's going to be like a $250 collector's edition that's going to have like a replica Cloud sword or something in it.
Well, and
they're going to try to bump up the price big time.
So, like, I get that it's like a big thing now to have super expensive collector's editions.
Yeah, Halo 5 has a $250 super bundle where you get like a figure. It comes in a big like suitcase box thing.
Yeah, I get that. I get that, like, that's a thing now, is it's like, oh, we should go after, like, the hardest of the hardcore fans, because, like, I mean, it's beyond, like, just saying whales at this point.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at the Pip-Boy edition, too. I mean, that thing's sold out. Bethesda can't even make enough of them, so
yeah.
why?
Well, but it's like...
They'd be dumb not to.
You look at that and it's like, okay, well, the Pip-Boy edition, well, that's because it comes with, like, actually cool stuff that you're like, I kind of want that.
Yeah.
And that's the way collector's editions kind of started out. And, like, look at the shit that Square was selling for their, like, 100 and whatever dollar edition of Dragon Quest Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, they're like, well, it comes in a treasure chest. It's a cardboard treasure chest.
There's they're doing it for Tomb Raider 2 to get like a statue of Lara.
Yeah.
They have to. I mean, that's just like, for AAA games, you have to have a Super Pack bundle. You got to have a $30 season pass.
Well, that's
how things are.
That's the thing, though, is it's like, they were like, oh, well, it includes all this stuff, and it's like, you look at the stuff, and it's like, none of this sounds appealing, and how much are you charging? $150. Go fuck yourself.
And a lot of times they're like, if you pre-order, you're going to get this special gun, and like, all it is like, well, like, what exactly does the gun do, and what exactly does the gun do?
It's gold. Thanks,
and what
Gears
exactly?
Of War.
Right, or like, what exactly does this gun do in comparison to like I haven't played the game yet. I don't even know what the regular put gun does, let alone this gun. Like, they're like, here's the pre-order, but then you don't explain anything. You don't explain how like this particular gun or piece of armor or whatever is going to be different and better, and
or
why you would.
They try to make you feel like it's going to be so much better.
They're just like, here's an extra thing.
Okay, when you said Golden Lancer, you literally meant this is just the Lancer. It's just golden.
That's it. It doesn't shoot like more powerful bullets. It doesn't
because
reload faster.
That would unbalance the game.
It would right, but I'm saying like if you're going to come out with like horse armor, right? Like part of the DLC. Well, okay, what exactly does the horse armor do? Does it give you extra just protection? Does it make them faster? How much extra protection in comparison? Like, can you take 2 more bullets versus no armor? Like that's the problem with DLC. There's like, here's just what you're getting, but don't explain what it does.
No one explains anything to.
That's kind of my gripe. Maybe I'll make that my next blog post.
Well, the thing
it's like they use it as like if you pre-order, we'll give you this bonus shit, but it's like, okay, what does it do? And they're just trying to entice you to pre-order the game so they get their guaranteed money.
Well, and the thing, I don't know, I just kind of hate, just, like, don't expect me to, like, buy a collector's edition if there's jack shit that I want in the collector's edition.
Yeah, make it worth my while.
Like, the only one, like, I don't even buy Blizzard games anymore, but Blizzard is one of the only companies for the longest time that did a good collector's edition.
Yeah.
That they would, like, put out $100 collector's edition, and you would look at it and go, that's a fucking collector's edition.
Yeah, but, and probably Atlas is, like, the king of the collector. I mean, every game that they release now pretty much is, a limited edition, a collector's edition, a special edition, a pre-order day one bonus extra.
Well,
they're
but
kind
that's
of
the thing,
kings of
is,
that.
like, niche RPGs are doing this thing that it's like, well, all we sell when it comes out day one is the collector's edition.
Yeah.
Like, you're not losing
and that's
anything.
Those are just the hardcore fans. They'll pay an extra $10,
Yeah, and it's like, it's not always like an extra $10. Like, some of the time it's just like, it's just like.
What is this innocent shop here?
Oh, okay. So,
is he training monsters? What is that? Like,
yeah,
I missed
that's
something.
exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, so what are you feeding? Are you what? you feeding them? What is that? Is that you're giving?
So you can get a farm that you rate. Innocents are creatures that live in your items that make them more powerful.
Okay.
So like a gladiator will give you strength. There are things called statisticians. If you put a statistician on your shit, you get more experience when you kill a monster.
Okay.
But so you can throw these guys. They have this thing called the innocent farm now. That like if I throw like this one innocent in there, it grows 1% per battle I take. So if I know I'm gonna be like diving into this item again, I can just like put. Oh well, I know like I'm going to be. I want to be subduing these guys. And when you subdue an innocent, you can combine it with other innocents of the same job class. So a gladiator can combine with another subdued gladiator. So if you have 2 level 10 gladiators, you can combine them to 1 level 20.
Oh, all right.
And when you leave them on the innocent farm, they'll randomly have babies.
See, this is what I'm talking about, like, innovative features here. Like, this is not in every RPG.
No, most certainly is not. And the cool thing is, like, if they grow 1% per battle, their max level is... In the previous ones, it was 10,000, 9,999. So when you're getting, like, 1% per battle, that's, like... around level 1,000, you're talking...
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That adds up.
Yeah, that's 10, what is it, 10 levels of fucking battle? And so if you're going into the item world, that's 100 levels.
Yeah, right.
Every time you go down, every time you enter an item if you're just leaving at the end of it.
So that's like rewarding the player for their commitment.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Oh, trust me, like, they introduced some of this stuff, and it's like, they were just kind of like, yeah, da-da-da.
It's kind of a lot to... It's like a lot to take in. Like,
yeah, and the thing is, they don't unveil all of this shit until way fucking, like, there's shit that they're revealing, like, into, like, Chapter 6, Chapter 7.
You think Disgaea 5 is a good place to jump in? Like, I haven't played a Disgaea game. Like, if I played Disgaea 5, would I have a good time?
If you like tactical games.
Could I figure it out, or should I, like,
Yeah, it's not...
you gotta play, 3 or whatever.
It looks... No, they're not canonical in really any way.
And because each game is its own story, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, if somebody said, like, hey, I haven't played Final Fantasy, like, which Final Fantasy should I play? I'd be like, 4, 6 for sure.
It's exactly the same fucking way with this.
Right, yeah.
That if someone was like, oh, which one do I play? It's like, probably D2 or 5 is, like, a good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what systems you have, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I really... This one's been pretty good. D2 is one that I have more experience with. That one's been pretty good.
Yeah.
You can actually send a squad out to research other, like, netherworlds for you.
Yeah, like dispatch missions?
Yeah, it's exactly like dispatch missions, actually.
Yeah.
And they will, like, bring back characters from the battle as prisoners. They'll bring back items, like, all kinds of crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely worth doing if you have the extra characters kicking around.
Right. You gotta, give your characters you're not using something to do.
Well, and it's cool because they actually gain a fuck ton of experience. Like, I didn't think they did, but, like, I went and looked, and I wasn't really expecting them to have progressed as much as they had. they gained a lot of fucking experience while they were out. It was actually kind of cool. And they'll actually like advance in their jobs. Everyone has a different job. So you'll have like healers and magic users and gun users, ninjas, samurais. Don't
Yeah, a
sound
lot of
too excited.
a lot of classes though, huh?
Believe
Is
I
it, or is
have
it,
You need some?
or is it like, because these are all like demons, right? This is in like the demon world.
Yeah. So I
Got your
believe
melee
I've
guys, your
unlocked
range guys.
every class type. I might be missing some,
Mhm.
but this is all of the class types.
Oh. And so you can change class at any time?
You have to reincarnate the character, but they can pick up a subclass, and I believe that means that they can just like learn skills from another class.
Yeah, kind of like, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Basically, yeah. But with this, you can reincarnate, and basically that means bringing your character back to level 1. But depending on how many levels you have done before, and various things, it's how much of a bonus you get when you do it.
Mhm.
So if you do it with a character that has, let's say, 100,000 stored levels, so they've reincarnated enough times that they have
A ton of abilities?
a ton of levels behind them. So like,
Yeah.
you reincarnate at level 100, you have 100 stored levels. So you have 100,000. That character, like, I think you could get up to like 256 ability points or something. It's a crazy number, and you can just assign them wherever you want every time you reincarnate.
And that's why this game you can, blow 100 hours into it easily.
Oh, or more, yeah.
Or, right.
My only real complaint with this game, in all honesty, is the background music at the hub. It has lyrics to it.
Yeah, I'm on silent here, so I can't
Yeah,
hear it.
I know, I totally get that, but the thing
Japanese?
is, no, English. And the problem is that it's like, I might even have preferred it if it was Japanese. Like, if you're running around and doing like, oh, I have like 30 things I need to do at the hub right now.
Oh, you're going to be listening to this song over and over and over and over and over. Huh?
Yeah, like,
With lyrics, yeah, that's...
before I normally, like, before the stream I actually turned on the background music, I normally have it turned off.
Oh, just so they can hear for the stream, sure.
Yeah, I normally have the background music turned off.
That
because-
annoying, huh?
Well, in every other game, it's always been instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time, it's always been fucking instrumental.
Yeah.
Which it should be for hub music. Because it's the one song you're gonna hear over and over and over. And so I might die on this. So let's see.
I read it.
But you just hear it so many fucking times. And yeah, I don't think I can clear this.
How many guys can you bring in your party? Or it just depends on each map, each battle?
You can... Every battle you can bring, I think it's like 10 people out.
Oh, okay. His tactics was like 6 or 8, maybe? Maybe it was 8.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big. It wasn't 10, it wasn't 12.
Yeah, tactics wasn't huge. You can have a ton... I think you can have over 100 people in your party,
Yeah.
but...
And they don't get levels up unless you use them, right? Or send them
No,
on disc.
there's shit that you can, like, do to make it so they do, actually. Which is kind of funny.
My brain is hot.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Got a little limit breaker there.
No, that's just a normal ability.
It's just a normal ability. Go out into the space and blast the crap out of somebody.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give up on that.
Where would you like to go, dude?
They are, like, compared to my guys, they are super fucking, like... It's the turbo enemy skill. I could probably be less lazy and take care of it, but... I'm so lazy, though.
So besides the music and the hub world, pretty good game?
Yeah, I like it quite a bit.
Do this?
And, like, when I hang up with you, it's what I'll be doing for the rest of the night, is playing this game.
Yeah.
It's I really enjoy this game. It's pretty good.
Damn you!
Worth the price of admission.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things that comes with collector's edition only. So it is enjoyable for me.
Yeah, like I said, Texas games, I like them. I just never got into the Disgaea series for whatever reason, but maybe one day.
It's for my master.
I think you should if you have money and time to blow.
Right.
It's a good rainy day game. So if you don't have anything to add, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's a good breakdown of Disgaea 5. I think, like I said, it's a good rainy day game. Tactics. Let's hope for
Yeah,
Square
we're never
of
gonna.
tactics.
Like, Square
Right.
is gonna. They're gonna bring back like the Mana series or something stupid.
I mean, I'd be for that again, but
Yeah,
they need
you'd
to
be
do
for
it
the
right.
Mana series, and then you remember. Oh wait, the last time they did a Mana series was on the PS2, and that game was fucking horrible.
They all were. After 1, they were. Well, we never got 3, the true sequel, but yeah, all of them have been pretty terrible.
The true sequel, and even that one, like, if you talk to people who actually know the series, they're like, people fucking talk that game up. It has a lot of fucking things wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, there are, because you can, like, recruit characters pretty much any way you want, and, there are character class combinations that you can get that literally make the game unbeatable.
That's the PS2 version? That's like Legend of Mana? I
No,
think
that's Suikoden 3.
Oh,
the
Seiken
actual-
Densetsu. Oh, Seiken Densetsu 3.
Yeah, that's the actual sequel.
Yes.
And yeah,
That's what they need to fucking put out on like if they put that on Virtual Console, you translate it, you charge $10 for it, whatever. I'll buy it.
supposedly that's one of those games that was fully fucking translated.
I will buy that if they put it on Virtual Console. It'd be, I'll pay $15 if they even add like co-op online play. But
Well-
that's never going to happen.
Yeah, but that's that was like Nintendo had that really fucking weird time period that games would get fully fucking localized.
Yeah, they did that with Star Fox 2 and
Well, Star Fox 2, it ended up that, like, they just tore that apart and made it Mario 64.
Mario 64. They put it into Star Fox 64, and even the new Star Fox that's coming out, they still reuse some of the assets. Well, not the assets, but some of the ideas.
Yeah.
From Star Fox 2 and this new Star Fox that'll come out in February 2016 or something. They said, but
Oh, yeah, and it's really funny if you listen to people who were involved with that game at all talk about it, and they have, like, demo reels that they've been, like, putting on their resumes for years and years. That, like,
Yeah.
I guess people inside the industry, like, if you hire one of those people, and they, like, just have, like, yeah, I made this game, and I can show you because you're gonna, this is an interview, but...
right, yeah.
But, like, I'm not, this isn't supposed to see the light of day.
Yeah.
One of the things is that that like has kind of been floating around, and like I guess it's sort of out there now, but like there's a demo reel for what they were planning on that system.
Yeah, that's kind of a fine line to walk. You want to say, "Hey, I made this," but you can't really show it. That sucks.
Because Nintendo has, like, gag orders on people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so that's, Disgaea.
So that's Disgaea. My name is Zach. You can find us at MyGamer.com. My personal site is SquallSnake.com, and you can find me on the Twitter at ZachGaz, ZACKGAZ.
I am Dan Gilman. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Gilman. My personal website is varms.net. But you can find me being more responsible on MyGamer.com, where when Zach yells at me enough, I will remember to post things.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, eventually he'll figure out how to yell properly. It is over for right now, actually. Yeah, unfortunately. We will be back next week, though.
We'll be back next week, but if you want to keep streaming, after this,
yeah, I might just
Solo.
kill the stream and jump back on.
yeah, if you're gonna be playing anyway,
Yeah, might as well. All right, I guess we'll see you next week.
game on.